All right, all right, all right. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper, and we're going to be talking about how to use the 8 natural triggers. Okay, these are natural. Mother Nature put this in all of us. How to use the 8 natural triggers to sell more products and service and increase your conversions. All right, that's what we're going to be talking about today, and I'm ready to get into it, right? I'm going to let Facebook do its little thing. So if you're on it, go ahead, like, share, blah, blah, blah. Facebook's going to do its little thing. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about, hello, Miss Betty. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on. So I need to apologize, right? So I missed last Thursday. I got super busy, was out of the office most of the day, had meetings, etc. So I missed my Thursday Facebook Live, right? So I said, okay, I really got to bring it. I got to bring it when I come on Tuesday because I missed the Tactical Thursday. But things have been going well. Hey, how you doing? But things have been going well, and so here's, I guess, a couple of things that's been going on. I see Facebook is sharing their stuff. All right. I see Facebook is sharing their stuff. One thing that's going on is we've been doing a lot of work with surveys, right? Surveys aren't a new thing. You know, Ryan Levesque and the Ask Method and that type of stuff has been around for a couple years now. But I'm really starting to see the power of identity. A person wants to, feels a need to identify themselves. You know, it's kind of like I say I'm Lee, aka the Funnel Helper. I'm giving myself an identity in the marketplace. And from some of these funnels that we're doing, we're finding out that people like identifying themselves and identifying what they are. One funnel, one survey that we kind of put up is at anointedforbusiness.com. So if you go to anointed4business.com, you have the opportunity to find out about the conference, but also opt in and take the survey to find out your spiritual gift. If that's an interest to you, if you want to know what your spiritual gifting is, then go check it out. You know, I think it could be fun for you. So, oh man, Easter's coming up. Right? Easter's coming up, so I got this idea that I'm going to be rolling out. So, you know, Easter's coming up, so it's like Resurrection Sunday, you know, Easter eggs. Well, that's really not what Easter's about, Easter eggs. But, you know, so what I'm working on is this little promo that I'm going to be sending out to clients, right? And it's like my resurrection promo. Essentially, it's a lost customer acquisition. Excuse me. A customer reactivation campaign, right? But hello, Teresa. How are you? Today we're going to be talking about the 8 natural triggers. Hey, we're going to be talking about the 8 natural triggers to sell more products and services and increase conversions. So stick around. Go ahead and share it with your friend. We're just now getting started, but I was letting everyone know about the resurrection promo. Right? So it's really important to tie into current events. So since Easter is coming up, I'm going to be doing internally with my team and sending out to some clients a resurrection promo. And I'm going to see if I can reactivate some clients. We'll see how that works. And I'll make sure to share some of the details and give you all information. But enough about that. Let's get into what we're going to talk about today. So for those of you who may not know, I do a lot of study on persuasion, right? As the marketing field, building sales funnels, etc., it's important that you understand persuasion. So when I was in the military, we worked a lot with civil affairs and we worked a lot with psychological operations. So our whole concept was to be able to persuade people and get people to move, right? And over my time there, I'm really using that in the business world, helping people move. So I created a little formula, and the little formula to get people to move is, number one, you have to create tension. You know what? Let me make that a little easier, right? So the formula goes like this. It's tension, desire, action. I'm going to turn it around. All right? And I'm sorry if it's backwards. Hello, Victoria, the tax lady. We're talking about the 8 natural triggers to help you sell more products and service and increase conversions. So today we're talking about the tension formula, essentially. Tension leads to desire, leads to action. I'm sorry if it's backwards, but, sorry. Tension leads to desire, leads to action. So a person may say, hey, Lee, Mr. Funnel Helper Man, how do we find tension? How do we create the tension, which is the first one, right? Well, in us naturally, hey, Greg McCarty Jr., naturally, there are some things built into us as people that are natural desires, natural urges, natural tension, right? So as a business owner, our job is to harness those natural triggers, those natural inclinations, those natural things. So we take what's already inside the people and we direct it toward our product or service, okay? Because it's really hard to get people to do something they don't want to do. So we have to take what they currently desire naturally, create a tension, and then move them toward our product or service. Okay? So today I'm going to go through the 8 natural tensions. So make sure you're writing this down. I might not be able to keep up with all of them in my writing, but make sure you're writing them down, because these, if you can tie your product or services, hey, this is going to be good, Yvette. Make sure you're paying attention. This is a good one, because I know you're releasing a product soon. So the natural tension that we already have internally, we want to tie it to our product or service. So number 1, the first tension that's in every person, they're in every person into varying degrees, right? But if you learn these 8, right, and every time you create a product, you say, hey, which of these 8 am I going to tie my product to? It will increase conversions, okay? So if this is good, go ahead, like, share, post, get a couple people on here, because this is going to be a good one. So the first one, the first natural inclination. This is not something we have to teach people to want. This is not something this is something everybody desires, and the first one is survival. The first one is survival. This is a natural tension. This is a natural tendency that everyone has, right? So by extension, survival includes enjoying life or extending your life, okay? So by extension of survival, it includes enjoying life or extending your life. So if you can tie survival, either extending a person's life or more enjoyment, to your product or service, then you're tying into a natural desire that someone currently already has, all right? So this is what I do when I'm creating a campaign. I list out my 8, and then I say, okay, which ones can I tie into to make the campaign stronger? Hey, Haley, how you doing? How you doing? Uncle's working right now. I'm teaching right now. So the next one is not only survival, but enjoyment. So enjoy food, beverage. Okay? So enjoying food or drink. Okay? These are natural inclinations. Like, a person will never not want food. Okay? A person will never not want drink or beverage. So if you're in a business and you can tie it to food or beverage, then you're pulling people into a natural inclination. So how are some of the ways that we use this? One of the ways that we use this when I help people market for conferences and such is, at certain price points, we include lunch. Okay? At certain price points, we include lunch. Why? Because we're tying in food and beverage into our offer. Okay? Now, during Easter, what? During Easter, there's going to be so much candy. There's going to be so much opportunity to include candy and food into your offers that number 2 could be something that you're tying into your offers. Okay? So, the main formula is tension plus desire leads to action. All right? Tension plus desire leads to action. So, natural tension. Number 1 is survival. If we can link what we're, hey, Takesha, how you doing? How you doing? If we can link what we're doing to survival, then we're tapping into a natural passion. If we can link what we're doing to survival and food or beverage, then we can tie it into natural passions. Number 3, the next natural thing, the natural trigger that we can use is freedom. Okay? Is freedom from fear or freedom from danger. So freedom from fear. And I just realized I'm writing this stuff down, but I'm not showing it to you. So far we got one of the 8 triggers. So far as survival. The second one is enjoying food or beverage. The third one is freedom from fear or danger. Right? So this, so I'm working with a alarm service, right? They install alarms and that type of stuff. So what, just from the 3 we have here, you know what I'm tying into the campaign? We're definitely tying into survival, right? The reason you want, sure, you can sell an alarm system because you voice activate it and you can lock it with your phone, etc., etc. But that's a secondary, right? That's a secondary tension or secondary motivation. We want to tie it to survival, right? If your house isn't secure, someone in the middle of the night will threaten your survival or the enjoyment of your life. You see how much stronger that is than, hey, I can lock it with my phone, right? So you want to tie it to a natural tension point, which is survival. Freedom from pain or danger. So freedom from danger is the other one. So when my daughters are home sleeping, right? If I'm traveling and my daughters or whatever, my family, my pets are sleeping, then I want to have freedom from fear or freedom that they're in danger. So that's why we install the alarm care system. You see that? So in your product or service, tie it to one of these 8 natural triggers and your pitch becomes infinitely stronger, right? So number 4. Number 4 is companionship. So that's sexual companionship. Okay. So, and this is a funny one. So, most people don't know this about me, but most people do. But so yeah, I'm glad you're liking it. Absolutely. These are natural desires. Like, people will never not care about survival. So we can always tie, if the product fits, we can tie it to survival. But number 4 is sexual companionship, or relationship. That's why the relationship market is big and will always be big, right? So, I like to call it my Forrest Gump story, right? So I was in the military, and when I was in the military, we used to travel a lot, right? And hold on a second. Wow, this thing keeps it really cold, like all day long. These are great. Anyway, so I should travel a lot. So when I went to London and saw Big Ben, and we saw the castles, I went to Paris, I saw the Eiffel Tower, etc. It reminded me of Forrest Gump. It reminded me of how when Forrest Gump was running. Remember that part when he's running and running and running and running, and he's looking around and he sees these beautiful landscapes and all this beautiful stuff, but he realized he's by himself, you know, and that's kind of the epiphany that I had. It was like, man, you know, I went to Africa on safari and I was by myself, right? I went to Paris, you know, it's like, ooh, that's Paris. So that's Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower's in Paris, yeah. So I went and see the Eiffel Tower and the original Statue of Liberty that's over in Italy. And I was like, oh, wow, that's great. But I was like, man, you know, would be great. You know, I see everybody all cuffed up, you know, while they're in Paris. And I'm just kind of chilling with my army buddies, right? So that created a tension. It tapped into a natural desire for companionship. So when I got back, I started looking around. I was like, hey, what's going on? You know, it created a desire. And then I found my wife and we got married. So my point is the formula works, whether it's in regular relationship or business relationships. Tension creates desire and creates an action to complete the desire. Okay. So, make sure your product are tied to one of these 8 triggers. One, survival. One is food or beverage. The other one is freedom from fear or danger. The other one is companionship, sexual companionship, compatibility, etc. Number 5. Comfortable living. Comfortable living. Right? So, in your product or service, you want to tie it to the natural desire of comfortable living, right? So I'm doing some work with HVAC, you know, like the ones that fix your air conditioning, that type of stuff, right? So guess what we're tying it to? We're tying AC units, we're tying repairing your AC and climate control and all that to what? To comfortable living, right? The lawn care company that I'm working with, our campaigns, we're tying it to comfortable living. On Saturday, don't you want to have a picnic or party at your house, right? And just let the kids run on this beautifully manicured lawn, etc. What are we tying into? We're tying into a person's desire for comfortable living. Everybody wants to be comfortable, right? That's why we get better chairs, and that's why, you know, Rooms To Go, they tie into comfortable living. Like, look how plush and comfortable that chair looks. Cadillac, and one thing, you know, Hondas. So, let's see, the Camrys are a little better. But, like, one knock I had with Hondas forever was their seats. Yes, I mean, the cars last forever, but the seats were so stiff. I was like, can I get a Dodge or something? So I got these big old comfortable plush seats, you know. But later they got the idea that in America we want comfortable living. So they started making, you know, seats a lot more plush, etc. So in your business, are you tying it to one of these 8 natural triggers? Okay. So that's number 5. Comfortable living. So I'm running out of space on my little handy dandy thing here. So survival, food or beverage, freedom from pain or danger, sexual companionship, comfortable living conditions. Oh, number 6. Yes. Here's another one. You want to try to tap into the natural desire that people have to feel superior, right? Superior, or the idea of winning, right? I'm winning. So this is interesting because, so I'm working with some leadership coaches, etc., right? And how we're tying their leadership coaching is to the idea of these leaders, their team, they're winning. right? Their team is superior to other people's teams because of the coaching they're receiving. So you see how we took executive coaching and leadership coaching and tied it to a natural desire, the natural desire of feeling like you're winning or feeling like you're superior, right? Another term that's used by this is kind of keeping up with the Joneses. Hey, with our lawn care guy, that's another one that we tap into. We definitely tap into comfortable living, and we tap into number 6, the idea of keeping up with the Joneses, because no one wants to be the guy on the yard with the dead grass, right? Everybody wants to be, look at the, everybody, I think everybody has that guy in that neighborhood that they're like, the HOA, I know they're going to say something to that dude. I know they're going to say something to that guy because he's not paying attention. He's not paying attention to the yard. Property values are being affected. So, but if you can tie your product or service to the person that has it, is more superior, or they have the idea of they're winning at this game of life. As when I build my sales funnel, and sometimes when I'm working with coaches, we kind of tie that idea of winning this game of business, right? In business, there are winners and there are losers, right? So we say, hey, if you want to be a winner, then you need a sales funnel, right? If you want to keep up with those in the marketplace that are having the bigger launches or those that are having greater success, then you need a sales funnel. See how I'm tying my product and service into it. So like I said, the formula was tension, desire, action, right? The action to solve the desire. So inside there's the internal tension of being superior or feeling like you're winning. So I tie that desire to wanting to have a sales funnel so that you can experience that idea of winning, right? Is it making sense? Hopefully this is good stuff. If it's good stuff, give me some likes and taps and that type of stuff to make sure I'm on the right page. So number 7, care and protection of loved ones. Care and protection. Now, you may say, okay, so superior, winning, and then the other is care and protection. Thank you, Yvette. Appreciate it. I feel like I'm doing something. Care and protection. So you may think that when we talked about survival and fear from danger, right, that we already covered this, but there is a different gland, right? There is a different trigger inside of us. One is for personal security, right? One is for personal survival. One is from personal sense of freedom from danger. The other is taking care of your loved ones, taking care of someone else, right? These are internal desires. So one client that's working with elderly, right? Providing locations for the elderly to live. One trigger that we definitely tie, because it's a natural trigger, and that is care and protection of loved ones. So that care and protection of loved ones sometimes is children, but other times you can flip it and go the other way. So the care and protection of your loved ones. I wrote a sales page one time and I talked about how great it would be when you have a successful business, how cool would it be to pay off your parents' house? That's actually a goal of mine. My goal is to, 2 things. One, I want to pay off my house. I got to finish. I'm knocking that out, pay off my house. Next, I want to pay off my parents' home. And then third, I want to have a house paid off for my children, right? So that means I got to go to work. That means I'm working, I'm doing Facebook Lives. That's what that means. But it's tying to a sense of protection and care of loved ones. I want my family to do well. I want my children to do well. I want my parents to do well. That's a natural desire, right? So, if I'm not mistaken, I think, Yvette, you were working on a time management piece, right? So I want you to start thinking, how are you going to tie time management and productivity into a natural desire, right? So perhaps if a person has managed their time more effectively, then they'll have time to prepare, to spend time and actually care for their children, right? Some people's life are so hectic that they can't adequately care. Oh, so even the companionship piece, wouldn't it be great to have more time for your spouse? Wouldn't it be great to have more time for your relationships and a date night, etc.? But you feel like you always have stuff to do, right? What we're doing is we're tying it to a natural core tension, right? Because initially, I may not say, oh, I want to know time management. I may say, I would like to have a stronger relationship with my spouse. Or I would like to, so as far as the, we probably could tie it, if I were going to tie it to survival or life extension, all 8. All 8 pour into it. Go into it. All 8 of it, absolutely. So these are different hooks. These are different messages. These are different targets that you use as you're creating it. Because number one, the survival, enjoyment of life, and life extension, I'm pretty sure that not getting things done, etc., becomes pretty stressful. And as something becomes stressful, you're threatening my life extension, because we can talk about how stress shortens years or stress creates ulcers or whatever, right? So that's what I'm saying. Every product or service. Now, some are closely related, right? Easier to connect. And some you have to massage it. But if you get it connected to these 8, now, these are the 8 primary. These are the 8 big ones. There are 9 others. They're more secondary, right? But if I had to bank the farm, I'm going to go on these 8. Now, to strengthen the argument, there's these other 9, right? These are secondary, but they're effective. What you want to do is you want to start stacking them, right? You start stacking them. But let me go to number 8. The 8th one, natural tension, is status or social approval. Social approval, right? So, with social media and stuff, like, have you ever seen people who, they are, like, I hear a lot of talk about branding and branding experts, etc., etc. That whole play is a number 8 play, along with a number 6, right? So what I want us to start doing, and what I want everyone to start doing, is take your list, right? Your list, and I'm going to go over them quickly. So I got the last 3 right here. Superior, or the idea of winning, care and protection of loved ones, and status or social approval, right? So once you start seeing advertising through these filters, you will start seeing what makes certain advertisement better than others, right? So, because that's what I do. Like, I'll look at an advertisement and I'll be like, okay, oh man, there's 3, there's 7, there's 4. Oh, there's 1 in there too, right? So you start to see it and you start to notice that they're tapping into natural triggers. How is this played out? In your copy, in your images, in your bullet points. In your bullet points, I try to hit at least 4 of them. At least 4 of these areas, right? Because I may hit care and protection of loved ones from a couple angles. The child, your parents, society, those that are less fortunate, etc. Depending on what the product or service is, right? So let's play a little game. So, let's say I got my glasses on here. I got my specs, right? Hey, what's going on, Preston Damon? I'm talking about the 9 natural triggers. So let's say I have my glasses on. Yvette, Preston, and anyone that's watching, what are one of the 8 triggers that we can apply to the idea of wearing glasses, right? What are one of the 8 triggers that we can apply to, if I said, hey, you guys are on my marketing team and we need to sell these glasses. Can we come up with some triggers? One of the 8 triggers that we can tie to it? Already, I'm thinking of a couple, right? Already, I'm thinking about fear from pain or danger, right? Because if I don't have my glasses on, I can walk into danger. I can't drive. Hold up the sign. I don't have all of them. I don't have all of them written down. Okay. Let me, I'm going to do it and then I got to jump off. Okay. So the 8 categories, the 8 natural triggers that needs to be in your marketing to help you increase conversion. Number 1 is survival. Number 2 is food, beverage, or I'll just say food, drink. Number 3 is freedom, and that's from fear or pain. Number 4, that is companionship, sexual companionship. Sexual companionship. Those are relationships. Number 5 is comfortable living. Number 6 is superior. And now that I'm writing fast, my legible is going down. And then the other one is care of others, is number 7. And number 8 is social approval or status. So, hey, what's up, Jason? Hey, what's up, Michael Burns? So basically, what I've gone over on this podcast or this Facebook Live is the formula for selling something is the tension creates desire, and you direct that desire toward your product, right? And hopefully, this might be backwards. I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, I think I wrote in Chinese. But if you can tie what you're selling to these 8 natural, these are in everybody to varying degrees. So if you tie your product or service to these natural triggers, then you'll be able to sell things more effectively. I must be working. I create marketing and sales funnels, and what I do is I take one of the first steps is I take the product or service and I say which of these has a stronger hook in what I'm doing, right? Like I said, the alarm care company, you better believe number 1, number 3, number 7, they're going to be in there, right? With sales funnels, I talk about the idea of keeping up with the Joneses by having a successful one. I talk about the idea of the survival of your business by having a sales funnel, right? For the lawn care companies we work with, we talk about the keeping up with the Joneses, which is number 6. We talk about enjoyment of food and beverage. And the way I jump into number 2 is kind of like on Saturdays, would you rather be barbecuing or out more in the yard, etc., right? So we tie into their natural desire for food and enjoyment. And then social status, right? It just repeats over and over and over again. This is how you sell something. Well, I hope today has been helpful for you. Hopefully you've learned something. And I don't know, Mike or Patrick or Jason, if you guys have a product or something that you're selling, then I got a few minutes. If you want to put it out there and say, hey, Lee, how would you tie one of these 8 natural triggers to something that I'm doing? Then go ahead and put it out, and I'll do it for a few more minutes. And Patrick, you might enjoy this. So Easter's coming up, right? So I'm working with this church, etc., doing some work on their Easter campaigns. So I decided that I'm going to do a campaign, right? And I'm going to call it like resurrection, like customer resurrection campaign, right? Where I'm going to go out and reach back out to, past clients or people that I've worked with in the past or customers that we were working together and we stopped doing some business together. So I'm going to have my resurrection campaign go out to them, and I think that's going to be interesting. That's going to be fun. So, I thought my brothers might appreciate my resurrection campaign that's coming out. Okay, well, I think that's all I got for today. My name is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper. I'm here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This Thursday, we are going to have Tactical Thursdays, where I'm going to actually get into some more stuff. Probably on, I might outline one of my resurrection campaigns. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to outline one of my resurrection campaigns, and then I'm going to sell the rest of them. All right. My name is Lee Fuller, and thank you for watching. Talk to you later.